The origins of mutants are complicated, to say the least, and can change from decade to decade. From Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver going from being mutants to not being mutants to back to kind of being mutants again, to basically to everything about Mr. Sinister. It can get a little crazy, so the X-Men expansion for the Marvel Multiverse RPG tries to demonstrate that. In this video, we'll learn about the new origins, traits, and tags to get you started on making a mutant hero. First, the origins. All of the new ones are subsets of ones in the base game. 3 for aliens, 2 for mutants, and 1 for monstrous. There's been a slight change to the basic mutant origin. Now the Krakoan tag is just suggested, since you may be playing in a game where that isn't in, and added another suggested tag, Arakkii, which is the other mutant island that's on Mars. Now for the new ones. The 3 new alien origins are Brood, Marginalian, and Technarch. The Brood are a parasitic insectoid-like species that are part of a hive mind controlled by a brood queen. The X-Men have dealt with them on many occasions. Since the Brood is a parasite, traditionally speaking, you'd be turned into a brood. The rules for that will be covered in the Infections and Possessions video. When a character is fully taken over by the Brood, they gain the Brood origin automatically, along with the Extraordinary Origin trait. If you make your character a Brood from the beginning and want to be a hero like Brew, or even a villain as a Brood Queen, maybe you're running a campaign where the whole group are Brood drones trying to kill the X-Men, you'll get these tags unless you're a hero like Brew, and you're probably going to want to skip the Villainous tag. Remember, Infector is only for Brood Queens to spread your kind across the galaxy. The suggested occupation is military, since you'd most likely be a drone. You'll get these powers. The minimum rank is 2, and there is a limitation that unless you're a Brood Queen, you can only pick powers as if you have the special training origin, which basically limits you to just mundane abilities. The new tags and traits will be explained later in the video. The Marginalian are, well, I don't know how to describe them. They are, well, this, that, dupe. You can be dupe. You get these tags, this trait. The suggested occupation is outsider, since you know you're clearly not from Earth. You also get all these powers and a minimum rank of 3. So right off, you're pretty powerful. The Technarch are techno-organic beings that infect creatures with the transmode virus to make them a part of the phalanx. As with the Brood, there are rules for the infection that'll be explained in the Infections and Possessions video. If you choose this origin, you get these tags, traits, and powers. The suggested occupation is outsider, since again, you're clearly not from Earth, and your minimum rank is 3. Now for the 2 new mutant subsets. There's artificial, as in not born a mutant, you were modified or changed somehow to be one. So you'd be like Mr. Sinister, Scarlet Witch, and Deadpool. You get these tags. The other is external, a subspecies of mutants that are immortal. You get these tags and this trait. Last is the new monstrous subset, Mummudrai. I know I pronounced that wrong. Let me know in the comments how bad I butchered that. Which are evil twin spirits from the astral plane that each fetus must fight and defeat in the womb to be born. So that's pretty crazy. You get this trait and power. Time for the new traits that go along with the new origins and some extra ones. First is external awareness. The character has a telepathic link with all other externals. This also allows them to know where other externals are, know when other externals are first killed, know when an external kills another external, telepathically call for other externals. The only restriction for this one is it's for external only. Hence the name of it. There's Hive Mind, which means the character has some independence but is connected to others of their kind by a telepathic network with an unlimited range and an unlimited number of members. When given orders by the leader of that network, the character must make an Ego versus TN 18 action check or follow those orders. On a fantastic success, the character can choose to permanently break free from the network. Again, the only restriction is it's for broods. Infector, which is used by the Brood and Technarch, makes it so the character can infect a target with a disease, which must be chosen along with the trait. How the actual infections work will be covered in the Infections and Possessions video. One that isn't specifically used by a new origin is Magic Item Reliance. The character relies on a magically empowered item for some or all of their powers. When they take health damage that would render them unconscious, they can instead choose to lose all of their magic item related powers, remain conscious with 1 point of health. Similarly, if you take focus damage that would render them demoralized, they can instead choose to lose all of their magic item related powers and have 1 point of focus left. Magic items are notoriously difficult to destroy. They cannot be harmed by most attacks. However, they can be taken away or lost. Many characters would go to great lengths to recover the magic items that grant them powers, much like the Hood's never-ending quest for a new source of power. So, quick side note, I really hope they do him good in the Ironheart show when he comes back in future stuff, because I really like the Hood and he's kind of awesome, and I would just love to see him in more things. Next is unusual size. The character's regular size is beyond those for small, average, or big, as shown on the resize effects table. The one exception is a character's flight speed. If they are microscopic, miniature, tiny, or little, calculate their flight speed as if they were small-sized. If they are huge, gigantic, titanic, or gargantuan, calculate their flight speed as if they were big-sized. When the character uses sharp melee weapons powers and gets a fantastic success, they have the option of causing a target to be poisoned rather than bleeding. The new poison condition will be explained in a future video. Now for the tags, which are, for the most part, roleplay focused. First is Arakkii. The character hails from Arakkii, which was once part of the same island as Krakoan before it was severed and sent into the dark dimension of Amaneth. Arakkii has since returned to the regular world and been translated into the terraformed Mars. Arakkii society emphasizes independence. Arakkii do not accept help from others and often settle disputes by means of formal duels. They refuse to allow the Five to resurrect them. Of course, the restriction is it's meant for, mutants only. Then there's Early Bloomer. The characters are a rare kind of throwback mutant who gained their powers at birth. In most cases, this means their parents hid their powers as long as they could, or that the authorities took charge of them early on, supposedly for everyone's protection. Since usually the mutants, I think get their powers at like puberty, Externally immortal. The character is nearly impossible to permanently kill. If they die, they are either revived somehow or reincarnated with their full memories, and then they age quickly till they reach the age of their first death, at which point they stop aging at all. The only way for an external to permanently die is for another external to kill all the others within a certain period of time and either drain their life energies or eat their hearts, which grants the killer the victim's powers. Otherwise, they come back again. Restriction for externals only. So basically, your Highlander.
There can be only one.
Krakoan. Krakoan has been changed to fit with the current status quo of the comics. The character is a citizen of the mutant nation of Krakoa. Upon the founding of Krakoa as a nation, citizenship was granted automatically to all Earthborn mutants. At the height of the nation's power, if a Krakoan was killed, the Five, a powerful group of mutants, could work together to resurrect that mutant in a cloned body, with most of their memories intact. If killed in Otherworld, the character could still be resurrected, but they would be changed in unpredictable ways. How this might affect the character is up to the narrator. In the current status quo, Krakoa has fallen. Mutants no longer automatically have the access to the Krakoan gates or resurrection by the Five. Characters who once lived on Krakoa might retain the tag, though, to represent their attachment to the mutant homeland. Restrictions is for mutants only, obviously. If you choose to have mental health conditions, the character has mental health conditions. These might include anxiety, depression, dissociative identity disorder, or other conditions. Nice way to keep things grounded and more relatable. Mobility issues means the character has mobility issues. This can range from using a cane to using a wheelchair. You could be the Professor X of your group. If you're a mutant associate, much of the public believes, or has believed, the character to be a mutant. While this isn't technically true, the character is lumped in with other mutants in most people's minds. Restriction is for non-mutants or those with the mutant artificial origin, like Deadpool or Juggernaut. Secondary mutation has a long explanation, so to sum it up, you basically get a second power, like Emma Frost going from just being a telepath to also having diamond skin. You become more powerful. You gain a rank and can choose a new power for your character. It's a good way to beef up in a way that makes sense in-game. Restrictions, it's for mutants only. There are plenty of new and exciting character options in the X-Men expansion to choose from, but remember to consult your narrator if you want to make any changes to an existing character to make sure it's good with them, the story, and the other players. If you have any questions about these options or things referenced from the base game, check this playlist of videos covering the base game and feel free to ask in the comments. This is still only the beginning of the new things brought to the game by this expansion. Next will be conditions, possessions, and infections, which ties into a few things in this video, so keep an eye out for that. Till then, hope to see you somewhere.